What was that? Trying to connect. Okay. Let me wait a moment, because I don't know if I'm really live or it's still trying to connect or not. So let me just wait for people to join. Even if it's a one person that can confirm to me that I'm actually live, it's not reconnecting on this side. Oh, hey! Hello, how are you? Okay, hey guys, I hope you're doing well. My name is Enzen Charlemagne. You're good. Okay, happy to hear that. Yes, my name is Enzen Charlemagne, and yes, I'm here today to talk about part 2 of the previous story. Are you ready to go? Text me. Should I start speaking? Yes, no? Maybe. Okay, let me just, yes, okay, cool. Thank you for joining. Let me get straight to the point, okay? From the last story, you had the conclusion that of that specific part that we actually got to our home, and then the next part, now part 2, will be us going to the funeral to bury our brother. So it happened that we had so many visits from the village people. They were trying to comfort my family, and we were also making funeral arrangements and plans. And then we were to walk to the other village, which was gonna have the funeral of my brother. So my mother told us that we have to walk again to that village because of finances. We didn't really have money for transportation. And then the burial date arrived, and then we went Friday, a day before he was buried. We went Friday, we walked Friday to the village, but then nothing happened on the way. We didn't get lost in time because we actually prayed before we left. Not that we never prayed before we left previously, but then the Lord protected us. And then we arrived safe at that village, and then we met our family members. Everyone was getting ready for the burial. And then Saturday we had the funeral for my older brother, and then after that we didn't really stay longer. Like, we didn't stay on Sunday. We didn't stay on Sunday. We just decided to go back home. So we went back home to our village, the one that we're staying at. And then now it's like my family went through a very rough patch after that funeral, because my mother was refusing to accept that our brother is dead. Although she went to the funeral and she saw my brother lying in the coffin, and she saw him going 6 feet under the ground, she wasn't really accepting. So after that, she decided that she will consult which doctors which can resurrect my brother from the dead, because she believed that my brother wasn't really dead. And at the same time, our cousins and some of the family members and some of the society members were claiming that they are seeing our dead brother in the city when it's dark. And then the rumors were spreading and they were going fast, and my mom was told that our brother is being seen around. So since she wasn't accepting already the situation, she just went with the flow. That I really knew it, like I could sense it, that he's not really dead. And now look at what I'm being told, that the people in the city, neighbors and other community members, who are claiming that they are actually seeing him around. So because of that, my family members had a meeting in that specific city where he died. And then after they had that meeting, they concluded that, you know what, we have to search for him, because there are many people who are seeing him. Some are family members and some are not family members. So we will go at night and then we'll try to catch him. So all the male family members gathered in one place, and then they were just roaming around at night, trying to see if they can actually see him with their naked eyes and try to catch him. So they would do that for days and for weeks, and then eventually they went out the other night and then they saw him. And then after they saw him, they spoke with them. Hello, how are you? Where have you been? And stuff like that. They had some little conversation. And then he was responding to them. And then after that, they told him, let's go home. Let's just go home. Our family is waiting for you. Everyone still loves you at home and we still want to be with you. Let's just go home. And then he refused. After he refused, they tried to come very close to him, and then as he was coming close to him, as they were coming close to him, he was going further away from them, because he didn't want to be contacted, he didn't want to be touched. And then all of a sudden, my cousin started running after him, and then because they were actually chasing him, because they wanted to touch him and bring him home by force against his will. So he started running. They started running after him. And then one of them managed to actually catch him. And then when he catched him, my older brother slipped in between his hands. So it's like he just disappeared. It's like, you know, when you're trying to hold something, but then this thing is not really solid, it just turns into a liquid form, and then it disappears, or it just turns into something that's not really solid, that can be held within your hands, like soap is just slipping in between your hands. That's what happened then. And then after that, the brother, our cousin, who actually touched our older brother, of which I don't believe it was our older brother, I believe it was just a demon, but then it took the form of our older brother. But then they really believed that it was him, or it was his ghost or something like that. He froze. Like he told us that he felt like he was electrocuted and he couldn't move, because he just touched something that he wasn't supposed to touch. So he froze in that same position for a very long time, and then other family members, other cousins were trying to help him out so that he can start moving again. He can start being flexible, and he can be able to run and do other activities. And that thing drained his body a lot, because he was inactive for the next few days. It's like he was really drained. I believe the reason why he was really drained is because he touched a demonic force that he wasn't supposed to touch in the first place. So they made a report to my mother that they actually saw him finally. They spoke with him, but then when they were touching him, like he just vanished and he couldn't be touched. He wasn't a human being that can be touched, because he just slipped in between their fingers. So after my mother heard that, she continued with her theory that no, he's not really dead. Bear in mind that by that time my mother was already a Christian, so she knew about the state of the dead, that the Bible says that when a person die, they are just dead, and there's no way that they can be resurrected until the day of resurrection, when Jesus Christ comes again and he calls everybody out of their graves. She believed in that before her firstborn son died, and also he believed that the theory that people can still live and talk with other people whereas they're dead, or after they're dead they can still come visit their family members. She strongly believed that it originated from Satan when he was convincing Eve not to eat from the tree of life, because he was saying that thou shalt not surely die. So Satan sent the demons to the earth to just deceive people and act like the dead ones are not really dead. They can come and speak whereas they are dead, but then it's just demonic forces. But then her faith started wavering a lot after her firstborn son died. I guess that thing hurt her so much. That's why, like, she just abandoned every belief that she have about the state of the dead from the Bible, and then she just decided to go with what the world is saying. So now she decided to consult different witch doctors, and whatever cent that my family was making, like the money that would come into the family if my daddy goes out to hustle, so that we can be able to cover our basic needs. My mother started saying that now it should be saved for consultation of different witch doctors and different magicians and people who claimed to know about the state of the dead and who can resurrect other people from the dead. So she went to different sangomas. She told her story that her son died in a very, very strange way, and she would like to resurrect him, or she would like to bring him home, because she believed that he wasn't really dead. So I was so uncomfortable and I was so terrified by this belief and theory. And I remember one time I asked her, so you're saying that these witch doctors will resurrect him from the dead, or they would just bring him home from wherever he is? My mother said yes, they have to do that because we still love him, we miss him, want to be with them, and we feel like we didn't spend a lot of time with him whereas he was still alive, because he died very young. He died in his 20s. So after that, I told my mom, how are we gonna stay with this person, like in the same house? Because I thought it was terrifying for us to stay with somebody who died. All of a sudden, this person is brought to the house to relive with us again. To me, it sounded so creepy, like, because I also knew about the state of the dead and I believed in the state of the dead. And I knew that if they were to say that they resurrected my older brother, I knew that it wouldn't really be him, but then they would just bring a demon that took the shape and form of my older brother and convince my family members that this is him, whereas it's not him, because the Bible says that if you die and you remain in that grave. So I knew that this belief or this theory was going to invite demons into our house, of which it was something terrifying to me to think that we are actually going to be residing with a demon under the same roof. But then my mama told me that my house, my rules, okay? This is my house, so if you're not comfortable with the fact that I want to resurrect my own son and bring him under my roof, I don't know what you'll do with yourself, because you're underage. You can't even go out to stay by yourself independently. But you'll have to live with it, baby girl, because I'm not changing my mind. He's also my son, and he's gotta come back here. I know that he didn't die. He's not dead. So he spent a lot of money, a lot of time, going to different places, trying to consult. If maybe she was deceived by one witch doctor or one sangoma, telling her that they have to do this ritual, or they have to go through these procedures in order for my older brother to come back, and then they did that and then it didn't work, she would believe that somebody else would be able to bring my brother back, or she would believe that maybe it's my fault, maybe I didn't really follow the rules properly, something is wrong with me. But she would never believe that the witch doctors or the sangomas are the ones. Oh, sorry, one moment please. It's just inhaling Vicks. It helps a lot, with coughing, pregnancy symptoms, nausea and stuff. I already mentioned it last time. Okay, we shall continue. So where was I? So yeah, she spent a lot of money. She wasted a lot of her time trying to consult different people, hoping that maybe one of them can resurrect my brother, but none of them did. And then finally, after a year and change and some month, maybe it could have been 1 year and 6 months, she heard about this other famous sangoma who was well known within the community, and also who was well known like in the Eastern Cape, in many different towns, in many different cities, and many people from different provinces would just travel and visit this particular person to consult with him. So when she heard about this person, she was so excited, like, wow, finally I got something who will get the job, somebody who will get the job done. And then after that, she went to the sangoma's house. She greeted the sangoma. They had a conversation, and then she went straight to the point. Okay, the reason why I'm here is because my son died over a year and 6 months ago, and I've been trying to find someone who can be able to help me and resurrect him and bring my son to our house. So I just heard about you and I got so excited, and I knew you'd be the right person to do this job. And then the sangoma looked at her, and then he just laughed, like literally. It was like she was telling him a fable. And then the sangoma told her that, I'm the most powerful sangoma that's probably alive in the whole area or in the whole province of the Eastern Cape. I'm the most powerful one, and I know the dealings of the demons. I know how the demons work because I work with the spiritual world as well. I'm a witch doctor. I consult with the spirits. I talk to the demons, and I also talk to Satan himself. Sometimes I go to the beach to just perform some rituals, and then after I perform some rituals and I talk to the spirits and to the demons, they lead me directly to the deep seas, and then I would just see Satan and have conversations with the devil. So I know how these things operate. But then I will tell you the truth. I'll be very honest with you today. You see, this thing that you're talking about, that your son is still alive, it's not true. Your son died, okay? And all the other witch doctors that were promising you that they can be able to raise him from the dead, they were just deceiving you. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. No one under the sun have got power to resurrect anyone from the dead. If a person claims that they have resurrected somebody from the dead, and then you see that it's actually your family member that came to your house, it's not your family member. They will just bring a demon that took the form and shape of your relative or of your dead loved ones. That's why they don't last in your household. Some people who have been resurrected, not a real resurrection, but a deception type of resurrection, and took the form of the dead ones and brought to the households. They never lasted a month. Why do you think that they never lasted a month after being resurrected in the household? Because they were not human in the first place. They were demons that were brought to the household to stay within the house, just to convince the family members that, okay, we actually did it. You asked us to resurrect your family member. There you go. That's your family member. So he told the truth that I'm not hungry for money, just like other people that you've been going to and that you've been spending money on. I'm not money hungry, so I'll tell you the truth, because I don't want to benefit from your misery. I know you're hurt. I know you're grieving. I know you can't accept the fact that your son died. But take it from me, because I do have experience with the spiritual world. That's who I'm working with. Your son will never wake up again unless Jesus Christ is the one that comes to resurrect him. Other than that, there is no power that can do that miracle for you. It's only the Creator who can do it for you. So at this point, my mom was so deflated. Her energy like went down, and she decided to say she really appreciates him for being honest, and then she would just be heading home. So she left the witch doctor, and then after she left the witch doctor, she came to our house. Now she started to grieve more. She was emotional, she was crying, she was drained. She was saying that she can't believe that she actually abandoned the right belief system that she had before her son departed, before the son died. And then she just decided to believe in other theories which are not true. She can't believe how she transitioned from being a Christian that believed in the state of the dead to being a Christian that didn't believe anything that the Bible was saying about the dead people. And then she was also saying that she is actually very, very grateful that this witch doctor or this Sangoma didn't take advantage of her and try to milk her all the cash that she would be making, and try to deceive her in every possible way until she gives up on trying to resurrect her son through that Sangoma and go to somebody else. She is grateful because she could have never stopped consulting different Sangomas if she didn't hear the truth. So she believed that she went to the right person who was actually honest with her. And then after that, now she started going through the process of grieving. Now the reality was kicking in that, okay, my son actually died. My son is never coming back again until the day of resurrection that everybody else will be waiting for in their graves. she started grieving. She was crying. She was emotional every single day. It was as if the son died like a week ago. It wasn't as if the son died like a year and 6 months ago. And it took a very, very long time for her to stop crying about her son, to stop being depressed about her son. I think she probably grieved for her son for maybe about 5 years. And she would talk about her son every single day. She would cry, she would be emotional. She would say, oh, how I wish this thing was possible, but then I know that I wasted all my money, all my energy, and it's not really possible for him to come back. It was actually a very, very emotional period for the rest of our family members, because we'd all be affected when she was crying and she was emotional and she was grieving for her son. Although some people had already found closure, because not everyone else was delusional about the death. Some people accepted from the jump that, okay, he's dead, and they didn't believe that their family members were actually seeing him at night when they claimed that they are seeing him, and they didn't believe the community members. Even though I was young myself, I was 8 years old, I found closure like very quickly than my mother. Although I loved my brother very deeply, but then I found closure quickly. And the reason why I found closure quickly is because I accepted that he died from day one, and I grieved from day one until I stopped being emotional about it and crying a lot about his death. And also, by the time when these people were claiming that they are seeing him in the community, fortunately for me, by the grace of the Most High God, I already knew about the state of the dead, and I believed 100% in the state of the dead that my brother really, really died. And the person that they are claiming to see is not a real person, because I also saw my brother lying in the coffin, and I saw the coffin being taken to the graves, and then I saw him when he was going 6 feet under, and I saw them putting the soil or the ground on top of him. I saw all that process, and that gave me closure. And I didn't believe that that person who was being seen, who looked like him, was actually himself. I believe that it was a demon who took the shape and form of him. So yeah, that's the end, or that's the conclusion of the whole story that I told before. Okay, that's part 2. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and for remaining here for the rest of the live. I'll see you tomorrow. I actually missed coming on here to do the live videos, but then I got so busy, and I was tired, so that's why I took a break for like a few days. But then I did upload some videos when I was incoming live. I do have some few videos which you can check out, guys. I love you as usually. Bye for now.